watch it live. I don't know.
Yeah, but if
Stream
you
East,
can't,
dude.
skip it.
how does that make you a loser? Like if you don't have YouTube TV and like you can't watch it mobily on your phone or something like that.
I mean,
You can
if you
go
don't know this,
literally anywhere to watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
go to a bar.
again? What if you're stuck on a plane or something like that? Like there are places where you just can't watch. Like that's not.
Sounds like you
Plan
shouldn't put
around it.
yourself in that
Don't be in the air
situation.
Bro, if
whenever
you're
the Super
fucking
Bowl's going
work,
on.
if you're at work,
I.e.
you're not watching
loser,
the game.
loser behavior.
Yeah, I mean, if you're working on a Sunday, that kind of fucking sucks for you, I guess. Unless you're, playing golf at the Waste Management Open or something like that.
Even if you are in the worst position possible where you can't watch it in any way, shape, or form, and you have to record it and watch it later, you're fucked because in the age of social media, somebody's gonna spoil shit for you. You're gonna know the outcome before you actually get to watch it. So it's
Pointless.
yeah, it's pointless.
Futile.
Loser behavior.
Futile. We can't really talk much about loser behavior.
Congratulations to the Eagles. They
Not
came out.
really, but
I mean, you gotta.
What else are you
You
gonna
gotta
say?
congratulate.
you have a douchey head coach, you have hateful fans, you have shit talkers on your team.
Don't act like your fucking team doesn't talk shit and you don't have hateful fans in Kansas City. Get the fuck out of
We
here.
don't destroy our city.
Nothing to the scale of what Philadelphia has.
No, but that's
We also
like a
don't
given.
destroy our city whether we win or lose a Super Bowl.
That's
Like,
just Philly. That's just Philly. Would you have them any other way?
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure their town would like it a different way.
Sure,
Like,
but,
they're greasing
It's
up
Philly.
the poles and they just like start stomping on everything. Like they finally wrench something down and they stomp a traffic light. Like what is that behavior?
I mean, the fucking up with people's mail, like that's kind of fucked up, I guess. But like, hey,
Pulling
dude,
down street lights.
hey, the good
You
news
don't
is
know
they
when to
do
go.
it win or lose. Like they stay consistent. It's like
Right, but
It shouldn't
I'm
be
not
win or
condoning
lose.
rioting. I'm not condoning rioting.
Seems like you are. I don't know.
No,
The
definitely not.
city of brotherly love isn't so lovey-dovey. Darker.
Well, that's true. Yeah. But I personally think a lot of people owe Jalen Hurts an apology. Because a lot of people said if Jalen Hurts has to win it with his arm, they're not going to fucking win. And he won with his arm yesterday.
I mean, can you blame? I was one of those people. Can you blame us, the people who have those
No,
thought
I mean, no, he
processes?
hadn't proved it, but he did.
he-
And so now I
he's
think you
shown-
have to like redact your statement or at least be like, hey, he can get it done with his arm. I think like
He's shown in 2 Super Bowls that he can be the guy. The issue is outside of the 2 Super Bowls, he hasn't shown that he can be a guy. He's actually shown that he can be a detriment to his team outside of the Super Bowl, and then somehow shows up and
well, Patrick Mahomes has
is-
been a detriment to his team in the Super Bowl twice now. And Jalen Hurts has only done that once.
the Bucks Super Bowl, absolutely, you can't say that. And this
No.
one this one is iffy. The offensive line was Swiss cheese.
I mean,
The
Patrick Mahomes
interception-
still he threw a pick. He still played like shit.
hang on. We'll get to let's give the
Hey,
Eagles
just
their flowers.
don't give your
a little
guys,
But anyways,
don't give yourselves a bunch
we'll
of
get-
excuses here.
we'll
I don't
get
want to
there.
hear a bunch of
There's-
excuses.
We'll get there. Let's
It's
give
not
the Eagles
necessarily
their
excuses-
flowers here.
Excuses as to like reasons. Anyways,
Mm.
listen, Jalen Hurts. I don't know if you can really say like he specifically has been a detriment to the team in the regular season. They've had some issues, but I don't know if like he specifically has been the detriment to the team. But outside of that, what I was going to say is he can get to a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl with an absolutely loaded roster. Like he's not elevating a bad roster to
Oh, that's
like,
yeah.
he's not elevating a bad team with his play and like excelling and being like the X factor as to why this team won. Like the Eagles have the like assembled the damn near Avengers of the NFL. Like they have a stacked roster right now, and they had
Well,
to
that's
do
what
it
you have to do to beat
to
the
beat the
Chiefs. Like,
dynasty,
come on,
right?
man.
So I mean,
That's all you
Jalen Hurts
can
is a
do.
fine quarterback. but
Yeah,
if you
like,
put him on
what-
you put him on a lesser team.
Why
like,
else
he's
are we
not gonna
putting
have-
together a roster if it's not to beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, who always go?
No, I don't know. Ask the Jaguars.
Yeah, and they didn't. They
Ask them
didn't
why
get
they
to
build
that
a
point.
roster like that. Like I don't know.
Everyone's trying to. That's what I'm saying. Like you shit on
They
teams
clearly-
for
the
putting together
Jaguars clearly
fucking
are not.
Avengers of teams. It's like
That's what you have to do.
trying. Yeah, like yes,
and when
that's
you're
what
on
you
a-
have to do to beat a team as good as the Chiefs.
And when
Like,
you're on a
that's a
rookie
shitty
contract,
excuse.
you've got the
It's not an excuse.
availability to do
We're talking about
That's
Jalen
a,
Hurts
that,
here.
that's an.
And
Oh,
I'm
they had to
saying,
put
like, you
together
put him
the
on
Avengers for
you
us to
put him
lose
on
the
a
Super
bad
Bowl.
team you put him on a bad team, and they're like he's not going to be of note. Like Jalen
I
Hurts
disagree. I
has
disagree.
a
We're gonna have
stacked
to-
roster around him and can command that type of roster. You give him lesser weapons. The QB runs are going to be less effective. Like it's not
Put
going
him
to
down
be
in Jacksonville, see what happens.
exactly.
You sound like SEC football fans now, just talking in hypotheticals. He's
We're
not
gonna
on a lesser
see-
team, so
What happens in the next couple seasons? His contract
I'm not.
kicks into place this upcoming season, which is greatly going to reduce the amount of cap space that they have. They've still got some guys that are under contract that they'll be fine, but after this next season, some moves are going to have to be made. That contract and cap space is going to go into place. He's going to be fine. He's going to be still the good quarterback that he is, but we're going to have to see what he'll be able to do without those weapons. We're just not going to see it for at least another season.
I think Jalen
Unless
Hurts is
some
like a
moves get-
Baker Mayfield with better wheels. Probably a little bit better.
He runs well. He threw for over 300 yards in
His
the
skill
Super
set's
Bowl.
just
His
different.
defense has played fantastic. And hey, kudos to Vic Fangio. He gets his first win
Yeah,
against
defense wins championships. So yeah,
Patrick Mahomes. We said that the Chiefs were going to come in prepared, and Nick Sirianni, Vic Fangio, that whole coaching staff in Philly just
Not
ran
even close.
circles. Ran circles. I mean, completely prepared. Defense was fantastic. Defense was as good as Jalen Hurts played. That defense won them the game. No ifs, ands, buts, no questions, nothing. The Eagles' defense is the reason why they won the game.
Well,
100%. They didn't blitz at all.
it wasn't
Rush
Saquon
the
Barkley.
floor.
7
Saquon
yards.
Barkley wasn't the
If
reason.
you
they
tell
won the
Eagles
game.
fans on Friday before the Super Bowl, Saquon has 25 rushes for 57 yards, you're going to think, oh shit, this game
We lost.
absolutely sucked for us.
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree. I was thinking that this morning. I was like, man, if you, I was thinking the other way though. If I told a Chiefs fan, if I told you guys last week on Wednesday, Saquon Barkley's going to run for 60 yards, you'd all in your minds be like, three-peat.
Blowout win.
Three-peat,
Blowout
blowout win.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
Saquon's going to run for 60 yards. Jalen Hurts is going to have 220 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Even
And
that.
Pat's
like,
over
you're like,
here
we
with
won.
257 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
I mean, when
you look at
add,
that, you're like sitting there, hey, Chiefs win by 1 in those stats.
I mean, you take
Not
away
even
Jalen
close.
Hurts though, it seems like a blowout. You're like, fuck, the Chiefs probably blow out the Eagles if Saquon Barkley only has 60 rushing yards, right? But I mean, and with Jalen Hurts, like, oh, they got to play like that probably because they're down because they can't run the ball. So like even then, oh man, I mean, just an insane turn of events, I would say
This
too. Like,
this team is the Eagles team is going to have very little turnover in this upcoming season. If I'm looking at those contracts correctly, they're going to be number one to get back into the Super Bowl. I know that the odds have already come out, and the Chiefs are technically currently number one by Vegas odds, but little turnover there's going on in Philly. They should be
Yeah, there should be
number
no
one.
reason. Yeah.
That they're going to be back in the Super Bowl, the number one favorite, anyways. But congrats to them. Hey, big win. That's your second Super Bowl in 8 years. Second Super Bowl win in 8 years.
Yeah.
So kudos, congrats. You've got 2 Super Bowl wins in your history, and you get to see them now. So good on you guys. Congratulations. Jalen, as much as I'm not on his bandwagon, it's good to see an Oklahoma boy get a ring
Oh,
at some
stop
point.
it.
Hurts,
Stop
take it
it.
hurts,
easy.
but
Take it easy.
Boo.
I don't like the big dumb dipshit there, Nick Sirianni getting a win. That
Hey, he didn't
hurts
seem
for
like a big dumb
everyone.
dipshit last night, man. I
That
don't
hurts
know.
for everyone in the NFL because that is not a guy that you want to have a ring that will just be like a player and talk shit to everyone.
I was gonna let you know. Yeah.
He's going to let everybody
He's
know,
gonna
and
be so much
it's
worse
not going to be
next year.
fun.
Hey, big thing they're
Um,
not gonna have next year though is Kellen Moore calling plays.
Kellen Moore
That'll
will
be
be out,
huge.
so that could be a big shift in the paradigm. We'll have to see
And
how that plays out.
they struggled the year after the Super Bowl when they lost both coordinators.
Yeah.
Really, really
Yep,
bad.
and they're probably going to lose both again this year. Yeah, no, good
We'll
call
s-
out. They're probably losing both again this year.
Talent wise, probably like there's no argument. The best roster in the NFL, but if
I
the
mean, we
coach-
said that right?
Yeah.
for the most
Howie
part.
Roseman knows how to work it, but now they're probably going to start getting the Chiefs treatment too. Hey, nobody's going to want to trade with them. Nobody's going to
Yeah.
want to give them the opportunities. That's probably going to start happening now for the Eagles. So be prepared for that, just because of how stacked your team is.
Last thing I'll say about the Eagles, about their win. If there was a way to give an MVP to multiple players, it's not Jalen Hurts, it's the defensive line.
Oh yeah.
I know the rollout pick to Cooper DeJean, Pat wasn't under pressure, but don't think that defensive line didn't cause that pick. Pat was jittery all game. The feet were not right. Even when he was rolling out, he was fearing for his life because that D line, especially the that second defensive tackle over Mike Caliendo. Like Mike Caliendo was a liability that whole
Had
game.
a rough game.
And it wasn't
Had a
even
rough
Jalen
game.
Carter that was going at him. It was the
Yeah.
second defensive tackle. So, yeah, that D line was fantastic. Brandon Graham, I didn't expect him to have as big of an impact on the game as he did, and he was going ham on Jawan Taylor.
At what point in that game did you guys realize that it was more than likely over?
Like when
The-
did the first group leave from our house, Tyler? Like with 3 to go in the third, I think. I was like,
Yeah.
it would be tough sledding.
Three
fucking
to
win.
3
When
to
it
5
was-
minutes
when it was-
left to go.
When it was 30-0, over
Yeah.
30-0.
Yeah, it was like 30 something
I'm-
to zip, or I was like, fuck, dude, it's gonna be hard.
I knew it
to
was
come back.
over right after half when
out
Pat
and
threw
3 and
the
out.
interception. Pat throws that interception. They go 2 plays,
Oh, you mean the fumble?
score. No, Pat's interception. The second
He
interception.
threw them both back to back, though.
Was that
the
back
first
to back?
half. Yeah.
Am I losing my mind?
Dude, I remember leaving and coming back and being like, holy shit, the Eagles have the ball back. And they were on like the 20-yard line after
Yeah,
they had like just caused a 3 and out
I
or
thought
something.
I
like
thought that was
Oh,
second half. So
it was
when
the
we go
pick,
3 and
wasn't it?
out in the, that's what I thought. It was the pick in
Yeah.
the second half, but I could be mixing my timelines up here. It was,
He
but it
threw
was
he
right
threw the
after
pick
half.
to
It was-
Cooper. It was 17-0. We get the ball back.
And he throws
Really
one
close to
Bond.
the end zone. Throws it straight to Bond.
That's right.
yeah.